Urologist, drink water like this to stop nighttime urination. You fall asleep, finally. Then it happens. The urge. Again. Your bladder wakes you up in the dark, 1, 2, sometimes 3 times a night. And it's not just annoying. It's dangerous. Nighttime bathroom trips increase your risk of falling, disrupt deep sleep, and slowly drain your energy over time. But what if the real problem isn't your bladder? It's how and when you drink water? Most people over 50 have never been taught this. But urologists have a simple routine that can help retrain your body so you can sleep through the night again, safely and naturally. If you're over 50 and want to protect your sleep, energy, and bladder health, Vibe Healthy is here for you. Tap the like button, subscribe, or leave a comment to stay updated. It's a small click, but it could mean longer rest, fewer falls, and better mornings for you or someone you love. Stop drinking water here, the dangerous time to sip before bed. It sounds harmless, one last glass of water before bed. Maybe it's a habit. Maybe you've been told it's good for your kidneys. Or maybe you just don't want to wake up feeling dry. But for people over 50, this simple nighttime sip might be quietly robbing you of your health. Let me explain why. As we age, our bodies change the way they manage fluids. Your kidneys slow down. Your bladder becomes more sensitive. The muscle that keeps urine in weakens over time. Add in common medications like blood pressure pills or diuretics, and your body may already be struggling to control nighttime urine production. So what happens when you drink water right before bed? You overload a system that's already working overtime. Your kidneys start filtering that water just as you're trying to fall asleep. And your bladder? It fills. Slowly, steadily. Until, at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m., you're suddenly wide awake, fumbling for the light, trying not to trip, trying to make it to the bathroom. This is more than an inconvenience. Waking up once in the night can cut your deep sleep in half. Waking up multiple times? That disrupts your body's hormone regulation, immune repair, and even memory processing. Long-term sleep disruption is linked to increased risks of heart disease, weight gain, cognitive decline, and depression, especially for older adults. But there's something even more dangerous, the fall risk. Every time you get out of bed half asleep, your balance is off. Your joints are stiff. Your vision hasn't adjusted. And for seniors, just one fall can mean a broken hip, a hospital stay, or months of painful recovery. All because of a single glass of water. Now, of course, hydration is still essential, especially as we age. But the timing is the trick. Most urologists agree, drinking water too close to bedtime is one of the most common causes of nighttime urination, or what doctors call nocturia. And it's entirely preventable. Here's what you can do if you feel thirsty after dinner: take a small sip, not a full glass. Avoid habitual drinking just because the glass is nearby. And if you take medication at night, ask your doctor if your pills could be contributing to overnight urination. There may be options to shift your schedule. It's about gently retraining your body. Teaching your bladder that nighttime is for rest, not release. And it starts by breaking that one quiet habit, the bedtime drink. Because sometimes, the smallest changes, like putting the water glass down an hour earlier, make the biggest difference in your sleep, safety, and strength. Front-load your fluids, the water window that trains your bladder. Imagine this: your bladder is like a child. It needs routine, predictability, structure. And just like any child, if you train it to expect attention at night, it'll keep asking for it. That's exactly what happens when we drink most of our fluids too late in the day. You see, your body runs on rhythms, especially your kidneys and bladder. During the day, your kidneys are alert, filtering fluids at a steady pace. Your bladder is active, communicating with your brain when it's time to go. Your muscles are stronger. You're up and moving. But at night, everything shifts. Kidney function slows. The bladder's communication system rests. And your brain produces a hormone, vasopressin, that helps concentrate urine so you don't need to pee as often. But when you drink most of your water in the afternoon or evening, you disrupt this natural rhythm. You override that resting cycle. This is where the idea of front-loading fluids comes in. It means drinking the bulk of your daily water before 3 p.m., creating what urologists call a hydration window. Why is this so powerful? Because it works with your body's natural timing, not against it. When you drink more in the morning and early afternoon, here's what happens. Your kidneys process and filter efficiently while you're active. Your bladder empties during the day, not while you're sleeping. Your brain doesn't have to sound alarm bells at 2 a.m. You're not just changing a habit. You're resetting a biological rhythm. Many seniors tell me they try to drink more water but forget until evening. That's understandable, life gets busy. But making hydration part of your morning routine is one of the gentlest and most effective changes you can make. Try this. Start your day with a full glass of water before coffee or breakfast. Keep a filled bottle nearby during the morning hours. Have another full glass with lunch and then gradually taper off after 3 p.m. This doesn't mean you stop drinking entirely in the evening, just that you shift the bulk of your intake to earlier in the day. Think of it like feeding a fire. You add the logs in the morning, so the heat lasts into the night. You don't wait until dark to strike the first match. Training your bladder works the same way. With consistency, your body will adjust. Your bladder will begin to expect activity in the morning and rest in the evening. That means fewer urges, deeper sleep, and less stress about late-night bathroom trips. And perhaps most importantly, you'll start your day feeling refreshed, not exhausted. Because hydration isn't just about how much you drink, it's about when you drink it. Use the 2-hour rule, the cut-off trick every urologist recommends. Most people don't think twice about sipping water right up until bedtime. It's almost automatic, a little drink while brushing teeth, a quick gulp during the evening news. But if you're waking up at night to urinate, your bladder may be begging you for one small favor: stop drinking 2 hours before bed. This is what many urologists quietly recommend to their patients over 50. It's simple. It's gentle. And it works. They call it the 2-hour rule, and it may be the single most effective habit change for reducing nighttime urination. Here's why. When you drink water, your kidneys don't just store it for later. They go straight to work. Within 30 to 60 minutes, your body begins processing that fluid. The more you drink closer to bedtime, the more active your kidneys stay, right when your body is trying to wind down. That fluid ends up in your bladder. Now, imagine trying to sleep while your bladder is slowly expanding in the background, like a balloon filling up beside you. Eventually, it reaches capacity, and no matter how tired you are, your body jolts awake with one urgent message: get up now. That broken sleep? It's not just frustrating. It weakens your immune system, increases fall risk, and ages your brain faster over time. But here's the good news: when you cut off drinking about 2 hours before bed, you give your body a chance to catch up. Your kidneys filter and empty excess fluids before you lie down. Your bladder gets a break through the night. Your sleep becomes deeper, more restorative, and uninterrupted. Let's say you go to bed at 10 p.m. That means your last full glass of water should be around 8 p.m., or earlier, depending on your body. You can still have a few sips if you feel dry, but avoid any large quantities. The 2-hour rule also helps people better understand if something else is going on. For example, if you've stopped drinking in time and still wake multiple times at night, it might be time to speak to your doctor. You could be dealing with bladder irritants, sleep apnea, or a medication side effect. This rule isn't a punishment, it's a gift. A gentle signal to your body: you're safe now. It's time to rest. It gives your bladder the peace it needs to go quiet at night. And more importantly, it gives you the dignity of uninterrupted rest, without pills, alarms, or late-night stumbles. Remember, the 2-hour rule is just that, a rule of thumb. Some people find their ideal window is 90 minutes. Others need 3 hours. You'll know by how your body responds. But the principle remains: cut off water 2 hours before bed, and you give your body permission to sleep through the night. Sometimes, the smallest timing change makes the biggest difference in how deeply and safely you rest. Skip the fake hydration. Teas, juice, and broth can mislead you. Water is water, right? Not exactly. If you're over 50 and struggling with nighttime urination, what you think is hydrating you might actually be doing the opposite. And worse, it could be silently irritating your bladder, spiking your sugar, or sneaking in caffeine without your knowledge. Let's talk about what urologists often call false hydration. These are fluids that seem healthy, but come with hidden ingredients that your bladder doesn't love. Teas, juices, broths, sports drinks, even some flavored waters. These drinks do contain water, yes. But they also carry bladder-stimulating compounds, many of which are especially problematic for aging bodies. Let's start with herbal teas. You might drink chamomile or peppermint tea in the evening to relax, thinking it will help you sleep. But here's the catch: many teas are natural diuretics, meaning they tell your kidneys, hey, flush everything out now. Even if they're caffeine-free, they can still increase urine production. And if your tea includes ingredients like hibiscus, parsley, or even lemon balm, those compounds can mildly irritate the bladder lining, making it more likely you'll wake up at night with urgency. Next, juices. Orange juice, cranberry, apple. They sound healthy, and sometimes are, but for those managing nighttime urination, they can backfire. Most juices are high in fructose, a natural sugar, and citrus-based ones are acidic. Both can irritate the bladder and increase nighttime frequency, especially in people over 50 whose systems have become more sensitive. Then there's broth. Now, bone broth is rich in minerals and has benefits for joint health. But it's also often loaded with sodium. Too much sodium causes your body to retain fluid, and then suddenly release it once you lie down to sleep. That shift can cause your bladder to fill rapidly, right when you're trying to rest. Even healthy drinks like coconut water or vitamin-enhanced bottled water can come with sneaky ingredients, sugars, potassium overload, or synthetic additives that agitate bladder nerves. This is why pure, clean water is still the best hydration for people over 50. Not water masked by herbs, flavors, or trendy labels, but real, still water, ideally at room temperature. If you love flavor, try adding a slice of cucumber, a hint of mint, or a splash of lemon earlier in the day, but avoid citrus near bedtime. And if you're craving something warm at night, opt for a plain warm water or a small cup of caffeine-free, non-diuretic herbal tea, but finish it well before your fluid cut-off time. Remember, not all fluids are created equal. And the ones that trick your bladder into working overtime? They're not helping you. They're waking you. By skipping fake hydration and sticking to the real thing, you're not just supporting your bladder. You're reclaiming your night, one peaceful hour at a time. The sipping secret: small sips throughout the day, not big gulps. You've probably heard the advice, drink more water. But no one ever says how to drink it. And that's where the real secret lies, not just in how much you drink, but in the way you do it. Especially for people over 50, gulping down a big glass of water can backfire in surprising ways. It might feel like a quick way to catch up, but your bladder doesn't appreciate the rush. Here's why that matters. When you drink a large amount of water at once, say a full glass or two in one go, you overwhelm your body's filtration system. Your kidneys go into high gear, quickly processing that flood. That sudden surge leads to one thing: an urgent trip to the bathroom not long after. And if you do that later in the day, you've just signed up for a nighttime wake-up call. But it's not just about timing. It's about volume and pace. Your bladder, especially as you age, becomes more sensitive. Its stretch receptors, the little nerves that detect fullness, can misfire when they're suddenly triggered by a big, fast load of urine. This leads to sudden urgency, even if your bladder isn't completely full. That's where sipping comes in. By taking small, steady sips throughout the day, you hydrate your body gently. You give your kidneys time to do their job gradually. And you keep your bladder calm and manageable, without those abrupt spikes that make you race to the toilet. This technique is especially helpful for seniors with an overactive bladder, weakened pelvic muscles, or prostate concerns. Here's how to practice it. Start your morning with a modest glass of water, don't chug. Sip while you stretch or move around. Keep a small bottle or glass with you. Don't wait until you're parched, sip regularly, like medicine. Avoid water challenges. There's no prize for finishing a jug in one sitting. In fact, it's often counterproductive. Taper off in the evening, but still sip gently if needed, especially if you're talking a lot, eating salty food, or taking dry mouth medications. Many people find it helpful to use a straw, a thermos, or a water bottle with timing marks. These visual cues gently remind you to sip, not guzzle. And remember, your bladder loves routine. If you train it to expect calm, consistent hydration during the day, it will learn to rest at night. Over time, the constant nighttime interruptions will fade, replaced by deeper, more refreshing sleep. Sipping isn't a weakness. It's wisdom. It's the quiet practice that nourishes your body without shocking it. And for those of us over 50, that gentleness can be the difference between a restless night and a restful one. So don't wait until you're thirsty. Don't make water a chore. Just sip, slowly, mindfully, and let your body thank you in the silence of a full night's sleep. The cold water mistake: why temperature matters after 550 words, it's a hot day. You reach for a glass of ice-cold water. Refreshing, right? But if you're over 50, and especially if you're dealing with nighttime urination, this chilly habit might be quietly working against you. Let's talk about a little-known trick most people don't think about: the temperature of your water. Cold water isn't bad, but for older adults, it can have some surprising effects on your bladder, your digestion, and your overall hydration rhythm. Here's what happens when you gulp down ice water: your body reacts to cold temperatures as a mild shock. It may be refreshing on your tongue, but inside, that cold water causes your internal temperature to drop ever so slightly. In response, your body starts tightening things up. And that includes your bladder muscles. Yes, just like your shoulders might tense when you're cold, your bladder's detrusor muscle, the one responsible for holding and releasing urine, can contract in response to cold sensations, too. That contraction creates urgency. And for people over 50, where the bladder wall is often more sensitive, that can mean more frequent bathroom trips, especially at night. In some people, cold water even triggers a response called cold diuresis. This is when your blood vessels constrict in response to cold, sending more fluid to the kidneys, which in turn increases urine production. The result? You pee more, and often at the worst possible time, bedtime. Now let's add in another layer: digestion. Warm or room temperature water is easier for your body to absorb. It relaxes your internal organs, supports better hydration uptake, and doesn't disrupt your digestive flow. That means water gets where it needs to go, without shocking your system or overstimulating your bladder. This is especially important in the evening. If you've ever sipped ice water at dinner or after brushing your teeth, and then found yourself waking up to pee more than once, this might be why. So, what should you do? Start your day with lukewarm or room temperature water, not cold. Avoid ice water in the evening, especially within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime. Choose warm herbal water, like plain boiled water cooled slightly, if you want something soothing. If you love your cold drinks, save them for the early afternoon, when your body is more active and can handle the chill better. Think of it like this: warm water speaks the language of the body. It moves gently, absorbs deeply, and supports your system without sending alarms. For people over 50, everything becomes about flow, blood flow, digestion, bladder control. And temperature plays a subtle but powerful role in all of it. So if you're waking up too often at night, before blaming your bladder, look at your water and how cold it really is. Sometimes, the secret to better sleep isn't what you drink, it's the quiet warmth in how you drink it. So if you've been waking up tired, making late-night trips to the bathroom, or feeling like your bladder's running the show, just know this: a few small changes can bring back peace, sleep, and control. Your body still listens. You just have to speak its language, one sip at a time. Thanks for watching Vibe Healthy. Take care of yourself, gently, patiently, and with love. We'll see you in the next video.